Hi, hello. So this is Brian Seweya, and I am the owner of this YouTube channel. So I'd like to welcome you to my channel, and I'd like to welcome you to this video. I appreciate having you here, and I just want to say that I do not take it for granted. The fact that I have people that are subscribed to this channel, and people that constantly come back to watch and rewatch the videos that are on this channel. So um, yes. So I have not posted a video in a while, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm really just taking my time on this channel. Um, so I've had ideas of what to post next or what to talk about in my next video. Um, and I've sat down a number of times to record, the content that I want, that I sort of like want to cover today, but it just didn't go the way I expected, so I just never published that. But I did sit down to record content, so yeah. So, so I think so one thing that I always struggle with, is coming up with topics of things that I could talk about. I think I find it, easier to like have people send me questions and then I speak on that. So I really thrive on being asked questions, because I just usually find myself in the state of, just having access to these really deep these really wise answers. I would not even tell you where they're coming from. So there's a channel or a channeler that I follow called Bashar, and he said we are all capable of channeling, and so he says that if you want to test out your channeling skills, gather a group of people around, sit in front of them, and then tap into your higher self, and just tap into that frequency of who you truly are. And he says that when you do that, and then have people ask you questions, and then you'll see a miracle. So I've done something similar where I was alone, and I just tapped. I just started recording myself on my phone. I just started thinking about things, and a lot of things actually came up in that session. So I was just sitting and I was asking myself questions, and so I was asking questions, and then answers were coming. It was such a beautiful experience, but it got to a point where I felt like it was no longer me who was in charge. Yes, I knew and I understood that the answers were not coming directly from me, but it got to a point where I was starting to feel like, I was starting to feel different. I was starting to feel like a different person. So that was such a powerful experience, and it got to a point where I couldn't say I, but I was saying we as I was giving out the answers. So it felt it felt inaccurate to use I instead of we. So as I was talking about my life, so I was talking about myself in third person, yeah, in third person. And that was crazy. Or no, in second person. Yeah. So I was talking about myself as if I was being talked to, as if I have assumed another identity now, and then Brian is on the side, and now I'm that other identity talking to Brian, which is myself. So that was such a, I don't want to say an awkward or weird experience, but it was, it was unusual. It's an experience I had, never had before. So, so yeah, so that's just an idea I had to say maybe I should explore that with my channel also, where I mean, I've never taken any training to become a channel or a channeler, and I know there are like thousands and thousands of channels that we have access to, thank God, to the internet. Um, yeah, so I mean, I can just go to YouTube and I will find accounts of thousands and thousands of people who are channeling higher dimensional beings, and beings of, or dimensions, people who are able to tap into, dimensions of truth, of intelligence, and all sorts of high or higher dimensions, or dimensions that are higher than the one that we're currently living in. And there are always such beautiful answers coming through. And what I love about the channels that we have access to these days, and the messages that they are giving us, is that it's like they're all saying the same thing, but just presenting it in different ways, or in different forms. So they are, depending on the person that's channeling, that then affects their deliverance, or the deliverance of the message. But it's all the same thing. And it's obviously different beings being channeled, and they all have different names, but the message is all the same. And I think that's how we can know that there is some truth to most of the channels that we have. But obviously we have truth in us, and I believe that we are one and the same with truth. So if something that is not true is spoken, we will definitely know. So I just wanted to say that, I was saying that so that I could tell you that I am thinking, it's just an idea that I have. I might look into it. I might actually implement it. So I am thinking of just answering questions in future sessions. So what I usually do before I start recording a video is to get into like a meditative state, because I really don't want it to be about me. And it also just feels wrong when I start recording and I'm not like connected to myself, because I'm like, where is that information coming from? And also there's just never clarity. It's just always cluttered, and the information is all over the place. But when I center myself and I connect to my higher self, the information that comes forth is usually very powerful. And it's usually information that I also get to learn a lot from. It's information that is so timely, that is full of wisdom, that is wrapped in love and intelligence, and just beauty. So I mean, even when I watch the videos like much later, I'm also just in awe of the information that was coming out of my mouth, because I'm like, there is no way I knew that. So that's just something beautiful. So I was saying that to let you know that I might be not changing the format, but I might be introducing a new format to how I do these videos. So instead of me just sitting and talking, I could have a list of questions that I answer, that sort of like make it easier for me to speak about the things that I want to speak about. So yay. So yeah. So today I just wanted to touch on something that I think is very important. It's, I think, a very powerful message that I think can change a lot of our lives. So I am thinking actually that I should I think I should do the actual video, the message that I want to share, in a separate video, so that so that this one is only about sort of like the announcement that I was making, and then the next video can be only about the message, so that if someone is only here for the message, then they can just watch that separate video. So I think it'll be like easier that way. So so I think I'm just gonna leave it here for this video, but thank you for just taking your time to watch this video. I love you so much, and I will see you in the next video. So yeah.